Hello all and welcome to video classes by Common Institutes. Today we will be discussing what is frequency distribution. So in our previous class we have seen the discrete and the continuous variables, right? And we have also seen how the data is being classified. When we have quantitative data and when we have qualitative data, these data are being divided again based on depending on the characteristics of the data which we have, right? And also we were categorizing or classifying the data on the basis of the topic which we have chosen or the data which is very necessary for us to study our survey. So depending on that, we will be classifying our data, raw data which is available for us, wherein we have collected that raw data from the observers by giving them the questionnaire or maybe by conducting the interview, right? So here we have a small example, the raw data of 30 students wherein they have scored marks maybe in economics. Let's just consider as economics as a subject. So this is the raw data of 30 students. So this is first student, second student, third student. So like this we have 30 students. Now if you look at this data, can you be able to come to an conclusion? No, right? It's quite difficult. So that's the reason we have made this table so that we can understand it perfectly. Now this data, this can be even arranged in ascending order or maybe also in the descending order, right? So now, apart from arranging this data in the ascending and the descending order, we can also arrange that data like this in the class interval or the range. We have already discussed about this. So that we can be able to classify this very neatly and systematically. Okay. So first we will understand this table. Okay. So CI represents the class interval. Okay. Class interval is nothing but the range. Okay. So 25 to 30. So if students who have scored the marks in between 25 to 30 will come under this category. So I have already done this frequency, okay? So now if we go on doing or if we go on marking these frequencies. So what basically is the frequency distribution is how frequently the numbers have repeatedly come. So that's how we understand. If you see here, you can see that 39 has come here once, it has appeared here twice, okay? And if you look at the 37, here it has appeared once, here it has appeared twice, and here it has appeared thrice. So, is it like you are considering 37 only once? No, right? Why? Because this student is different, this student is also different, and this student is also different. So, we have to consider all the three students' marks, how much they have scored in economics subject. So, it's not that I will consider this 37 only once. That's the reason you can see here 37 is 8 here because these 3 is also included, and also you can see 39 is included. Okay, these 3 times is also being included. This 37 is also included, right? You can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this 38 becomes the 8th one. So that's how we have marked. So if you go on marking this becomes 37 in the range of 35 to 40. If you are marking, then this 37 will be first mark. This 39 becomes your second frequency mark. And then if you look at this, we don't have any between 35 to 40. So now we'll look into this range. We have 39 again here, we have one more 39, we have 37. So after 4 we cross it because that becomes a 5. Then we have one more 37, that's one more mark, 38, and then last 37. So if you count, this becomes a 5 plus 3 is nothing but the 8, which we have already written here. Okay. So this is how we classify this raw data into this table. So I have already done this frequency for your easy understanding. Now let's move to the next column, which is the lower class limit. So when we have classified this range or the class interval, we need to understand what is our class lower limit and what is the upper class limit of this class interval. So this here, the 25 is the lower class limit of only this class and 30 is the upper class limit of only this class we are talking about. So if you talk about this class, then it is 30 and 35. So we have to mark for all the class intervals. So 45 to 50, 50 and 55, 55 and 60, 60 and 65. So these are the lower class limits of these class intervals and these are the upper class limits of this class interval. Then what is this class width? Class width is nothing but we want to understand what is the width of this class. So to calculate that, we need to first calculate the upper class limit minus the lower class limit, which is 5. Right? 30 minus 25 becomes 5. So you can see here also it is 5 and here also the width is 5. So the class width of each class interval is 5 in everywhere. Okay? So that's how we calculate the class width. Then what is this class mark? Even we call it as the midpoint of the class interval. So midpoint is nothing but we want to understand in this class interval which is the midpoint of this class. So to understand that, we need to calculate the upper class limit, which is 30, plus the lower class limit, which is 25, then divided by 2. So 55 divided by 2 becomes 27.5. So the same calculation goes for every class interval. So here it becomes 65 divided by 2. Okay, I'll just write this first. 65 divided by 2, which is nothing but the 32.5. Here it is 75, which is again the 37.5. 42.5. So this goes on till the last class interval, which is 62.5. So this is how we calculate the class mark. So when you look at this table, it is quite appealing for the one who is looking at this table. So after looking at that table, one can be easily concluded what the data is. What the data is wants to convey. Okay, so that's how we, with the raw data, we classify that into the table, and even we can also understand with the help of the graph by plotting this frequency distribution on the graph. So if you locate this frequency distribution, the data, how many students have repeatedly or how many students have scored in this range. If you mark this frequency distribution on the graph, you can see here there is up and down in the curve. Okay, so this graph also talks about the data which we have here. Here you can also say that maybe 35 to 40 is the range wherein most of the students have scored, right? Because you can see it's very close to 10, which is nothing but the 8 we are talking about. And also if we are talking about this class, you can see that this is the class interval wherein the students have scored more marks in this interval, which is also nearing here, and which we are talking about this is 7, right? So this also gives us an information, right? Even here after looking at this graph, you can also conclude that this is also the highest strength and this is also highest strength. Okay, if you look at the graph, you can also conclude that this is the class interval 55 to 60 marks. In between that range, even students are more in number, and also in this range students are more in number. This is how we understand the frequency distribution. So going further, we will understand more on how this frequency distribution needs to be made, or on what criteria or what are the features which we need to consider. So let's see that in our next video class. See you all in the next video.